Hi, I'm Chanel. The founder of a children's charity has set up a JustGiving page to help those at risk of being disconnected by Isle of Man energy after Christmas. Helen Sheppard told Manx Radio there's been a lot of pressure on charities since COVID. She's calling on government to do more.
Yeah, so we had a family referred to us by the preschool assessment centre in Rose. We were told that they had been cut off by Isle of Man Energy this year, and they're currently living without heating in the severe weather we're having in the cold. It's just not great. So we wanted to do something to help them, and that's why we set up the JustGiving page.
Right, and I know you've got a target of £2,000 on that page. Is that your target, or what are you trying to raise?
I mean, that's our target, but we would like to raise as much as possible because as well as this family, we know of, I think Jason Morehouse looked into it recently. There are 90 other families who potentially could have their gas cut off after Christmas. Currently, it's temporarily paused, the cut-offs, but obviously these people are still under threat of having their gas cut off because they cannot afford the prices.
And what made you as a charity step in?
So we support families and children anyway. This family in particular have a child who has extra needs. So for us, they shouldn't be in the middle of November coming into December without heating. If it were in the UK, this wouldn't happen, and we feel the government needs to step in a little bit more for families in need. For those children with children in the UK under 16 between the 1st of October and the 31st of March, energy suppliers aren't allowed to disconnect you. And at any time of the year in the UK, if you're disabled, have long-term health problems, have severe financial problems, or have children under 6 years old living at home, energy suppliers are not allowed to disconnect you. And we feel that the Isle of Man need to get in line with the UK and follow suit. Just because we only have one energy supplier does not mean that families should be put under extra stress because of energy bills.
Right. And what would you like to see government do?
I think they need to crack down. They need to speak to Isle of Man Energy, and they need to come up with a plan of action because this is affecting a huge amount of families, and it could potentially affect more into next year. I know of many personally and through the charity who are struggling with bills or who have been sent the wrong bills as well. There's been that, who have had their direct debits updated to silly amounts, which are just unaffordable. We're living in a cost of living crisis at the minute, and there needs to be some leeway for that.
Until when will you run the JustGiving page? Is there a deadline?
We are running it for the next month. Obviously, we can extend it if we need to, depending on how many people come to us, how many people may need our help. So we are currently just seeing how big the issue is and how many people need support with their energy bills.
And once you do get the funds, will you liaise with Isle of Man Energy to kind of alleviate or help these families, or how will you do it?
So again, it'll be an individual basis, but our plan is to liaise as a charity and as professionals with Isle of Man Energy, and hopefully try and get as much support for these families as we can.
Now, as a charity, should it fall on you guys should it fall on the charity to help people or try and help people?
Yeah, I mean, this does fall out of the remit of what we have been set up for, but at the same time, how can we say no to a family with vulnerable children in the household, which is what we're primarily set up to do? We shouldn't have to do this. There should be more support out there from higher levels. We're at ground level as a charity, and there's many other charities across the island who support in different ways. But I know a lot have had to update their criteria due to the size of the issue. So as charities, we are struggling to fundraise anyway. So this is extra support that we will give, but it is a struggle for us at the same time as well.
I think my last question would be, because charities are always stepping up and helping people, are you finding that there's more pressure on charities or more not demand, but more people looking for help?
I would say there's definitely more demand since before lockdown, especially. There's a lot more demand for our services in general. And yeah, because it falls a lot to charity and there's a lot less help from higher levels, then there's a lot of pressure on charities to help families in need. And, you set up a charity to help people. You don't want to turn people away.
Thank you for making it to the end of the Little Manx Radio newscast. You are obviously someone with exquisite taste. May I politely suggest you might want to subscribe to this and a wide range of Manx Radio podcasts at your favourite podcast provider, so our best bits will magically appear on your smartphone. Thank you.